Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. So for today, I recorded a video for the demonstration of linking one JFrame form to another, as I've mentioned to you before. So, di ba, last time we created a calculator. We provided the basic operations of the calculator after the demonstration of the addition. Tapos this time, we will be creating more features. In this case, converter naman. So, sa converter natin, we will be linking the converter from the calculator that you created before. So, in this example, let's say this is the interface that you created with all additional buttons and functionalities. When you click this other button, click here, it should hide the other JFrame, the calculator JFrame, and should display this new JFrame form. That's the basic idea. And then after that, you will be using the tab pane swing container to separate the different parts of the converter. So for our example, we have the currency, the length, then the width. Okay, then the rest you will be doing it on your own. Okay, let's start. Okay, to start, our calculator initially has this button called Open Converter. So let's double click. Okay, so in this part will be display the codes for the linking of the JFrame form. But first, we have to create the JFrame form. So I will be adding a JFrame form to this package. I will call it converter. Then initially put some swing controls to the form. So initially label, then a title first. So for this one, we call it converter. Then we can change the font size, style, and you're free to edit whatever else you want to edit for this one. Okay, so initially we have the converter. Okay, so it's on the same package, so it's actually easier to do the calling. So let's go back to the calculator.java. The first thing that we need to do is to instantiate the JFrame form. So the typical process is to call the class, create another object, create an object, use the new keyword. Okay, typical. Something like this. Okay, this would instantiate the converter that Java JFrame form. So this time, it is now ready to set the method. The relevant method that we will be using here is to use the set visible to true. So from the term, it would be displaying the form itself. Simple as this. So conv, this is the new object created. Then set visible to true. This would be displaying the form. Let's test the code. This is the button involved. We click here, then the converter JFrame form will be displayed. Now I want to hide the calculator JFrame as the converter JFrame opens. So we will do the opposite value of the set visible from true to false. We just need to write it this way. So set visible, then false. We are inside the calculator.java, so we don't need to create an instance. By just executing this code, you can already activate the set visible method. Okay, let's test the code again. Click open converter, then the calculator JFrame is already hidden. So we can already focus on this new frame. Okay, so now we are ready to add more controls to the new JFrame. Okay, so the converter version of the calculator, which is seen in the Windows window, okay, in the window, calculator window, is something like this. The different types of converters are shown. So we can just use currency for this example, length, and then weight. So to organize the view, we can use tabbed pane. It's a swing container. So you just need to click here, put it on the screen, adjust the size, and in this place, in this part, will appear the different tabs that you will be needing. For that to be possible, along with the tabbed pane, you should be using panel. So this is the tab pane, katabi niya is the panel. So we will be adding 3 panels for the tabs to appear. So 1 panel, observe the itsura of the panel, no? Para ilagay nyo siya maayos. Okay, when this square hidden line appears, release the mouse. And 1 more panel. So there's a total already of 3 panels. 3 panels that's separated in the tab pane. So individually you can already edit them. So tab 1, let's edit this for currency. Tab 2, right click lang to, no? Right click, edit text, then length. Tab 3 for the weight and mass. Okay, so for the currency, what we are trying to capture is this. There's a combo box that appears that allows you to select the different currencies. There's a text box here, then the result, and another combo box. So more or less, that's what we want to capture. Okay, so we need a label for the title. Okay, we call it currency 1. Adjust the size. Another label. You can design it in however you want it to appear. Currency 2. Adjust the size. Lagyan ng semicolon. Ano colon? Okay, then the combo box. Combo box is here. It allows you to browse a list of choices. Okay, so for the specific values that you want to put there, you click the model property. There's this 3 ellipse button here. Then you can already change it. Let's say, well, by default, Philippine peso. Then let's have US dollars. You can have the rest. Then let's copy and then paste it. Then drag it appropriately. Dapat wala na yung warning na ano na symbol. Okay, then we can have the text box for the value. The text box is where you put the values. Okay, we can change the style if you want. Then another label for the display. Change the border of the label. Depends on how you want it to look like. Say etched again, or line border maybe. Like that. Change the style. Okay, then let's remove the default text. Okay, so now what we want to happen is whenever we choose some values here, we input a number, it should correspond to the equivalent value of it to another currency. Okay, so let's try first if the window is acceptable already. Ayan, so hindi pa lumabas. Okay, unfortunately, nakalagay pala siya dito sa last tab. Okay, anyway, so in any order naman. So our goal is for this to be clickable. Once we input some numbers here, there's another button. When you press it, it should convert this value to its corresponding value in the other currency, something like that. So we would need a button here, name it convert, then activate. Okay, how do we activate? Now the trigger part here is the button. The rest are just or we'll be supplying the values. So let's double click this button. Okay, so this is where you will be placing the code, but first we need to know the names of these controls. So let's see. This is J combo box 1, J combo box 2, J text field 1, J label 4. You can change it to another name for easier access. So J label, for example, answer. J label answer. Then text field is just the only text field here, so okay naman. Okay, let's go back to the button. Okay, first things first, we need to get the value from the button. So there should be a variable that should handle it. So since we will be dealing with real numbers, we will be using double. Call it num1. So it will get the value of J combo box, it's J text field. J text field 1 dot get text. So pareha sila ng label. Now this is a string, as I've explained before. This num1 expects an integer, so we will be, or a double rather. So we will be doing a conversion. So it's double that parse double, then put the string inside. So wala nang error. So num1 now already have that value. So let's test first if you could display the result to the label. Okay, let's do the testing first before doing the computation. So initially, what we want to know to happen is when you click the button, it should display initially the value captured in JText field. So let's do that first. So it's JLabel answer that set text. This is when you want to display something to the screen. Okay, so what we have here is num1. If I mentioned before that labels want to manage strings. So we will be using string that value of, then num1. Okay, num1 here is a number converted to string displayed to JLabel answer. Then we run first. Currency 1 convert 1.0. 5 convert 5.0. So it's working properly this time. So we can already proceed with some of the conditions that we can set to determine which of the choices was selected by the user. Okay, so you can use switch or you can use if condition. So for simplicity's sake, we will first use if condition. So initially, kapag parehong currency, dapat parehong value din. So mauna natin muna siyang iset as a condition. Okay, so the relevant method here is the selected index and selected item. Take note of this. So yung selected item is the text selected sa combo box. The selected index is the index, yung number ng occurrence niya. So ako, preferred ko yung selected index because I just want to get the number, less complication. So, ayan, we demonstrated muna. So there are two involved combo boxes. Ang goal natin is to check if the options of the two combo boxes selected by the user is the same. So So may condition na muna tayo. If J combo 1, combo box 1 dot select get selected index is equal to J combo box 2 dot get selected index. Bigyan muna natin ng pieces. And let's see the error. Okay, equality sign. So, dapat dalawa. So, if yung selection ng users are the same currency, ibig sabihin, wala naman tayong conversion na kailangan gawin. It should have the same value. So, let's try if it worked. Okay, Philippine peso, 4, 4. US dollar, 4, 6, like that. Okay. What if magkaiba? What would it do? Okay, it would do nothing. Wala pa naman tayong condition for that. Doon pa lang tayo sa pareho sila ng selection. Okay? Yeah. Okay, next. Let's have Philippine peso to US dollar. So, using this sample, Philippine peso to US dollar. So, ito yung conversion nila that for every 1 peso, there is an equivalent of 0.01707 US dollar, or the other way around for the operation, US dollar to Philippine peso is equivalent to 58.57. So if it's US dollar to Philippine peso, you would do the multiplication. If it's the other way around, you would do the division. Para ganun yung idea. So mas madali siyang matandaan yung 58.57 kaysa dun sa 0.1717 something. So, ang gagawin na lang natin is magkaiba yung operation for this conversion to be possible. Ayan. So, we would use another if condition. Hindi na tayo pupunta sa if else kasi hindi naman need na meron tayong ganong order. So, we can still use an if pa din for this one. So, if dalawang conditions if Philippine peso is selected and okay, combo box 2 is 1, 0 pa din yung index niya, like in array ang start. So 0 is for Philippine peso, 1 is for the US dollar. So if this is the selected Philippine peso, then US dollar, we would do some computation first. So we can use some here. Ay, some ba? Hindi. Result. Okay, so result. So result here would be yung value ng text field. Okay, num1. We'll be using num1. Num1 divided by 58.57. Result. Okay, so this is the case when the user selected Philippine peso to US dollar. But the other is if US dollar and then Philippine peso. So 1 and 0 naman. So instead of division, we'll be using multiplication. Okay, same process. Let's try. Philippine peso 1. Test muna natin kung hindi affected yung kanina. 1 pa din. Philippine peso 2 US dollar. Pag 1 yung nakalagay, okay, so yan yung value. 0.07 blah 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 blah. What if 1 US dollars to 1 US dollar muna to Philippine peso? Okay, so it should be 58.57. Okay, and of course it would adjust. also depending on the number that you placed here. Yan po. So, kanina, na-notice natin na yung sa Philippine peso to US dollar, it produced a lot of decimal places. Now, we can limit it to only 2 decimal places since currency naman, para mas maayos. 2 or 4, let's say, significance of the value. So, we may set it to 4. Okay. So, this time, ang i-edit natin is, okay, this one. Instead of, using value of, we can use string that format. Remember yung %.2f. Okay. Tapos, tatanggalin natin dito. Lalagay natin yung result. So, hindi na tayo value of. I-compare ninyo. Kasi ang gagawin na natin is, kinonvert natin, string pa din siya, but limited yung dinidisplay na value. So, let's test muna if it works. Tapos, i-apply natin dun sa isa. Ay, 4 pala, no? Sorry, 4. $1 convert. So, ayan. 0.0171 na lang yung naka-display because of the formatting. But I was thinking, parang mas okay if we will be rounding off. So, you can actually choose that value. Kasi mas relevant siya. Ito kasi tigmamas niya lang into 4, pero hindi siya nag-round off. Kapag tig-round off mo to, parang magiging 2 itong value. Tingnan nyo na lang. In this case kasi, that's the better option since we are dealing with money. So, it should be rounded off. So, adjust nyo na lang kung ano. Depende sa need. So, this one, parehas lang naman, i-copy-paste natin dito. If we want it to appear like that. We test. Ayan. So, meron na siyang equivalent value. Now, madami pa kayong pwedeng gawin dito. Dalawa lang yung option natin na binigay for this demonstration. The Philippine peso and then US dollars. There's a lot more options. So, you are free to add more currencies here. Let's say up to 5 or 10. So, you're free to do that. And then, kung ano pa ang meron na feature nitong currency. You can also add PHP here. Let's say here. PHP. Sorry. Dollar pala to. So, dollar to Philippine peso. Tama. Dollar to Philippine peso. Tapos, Philippine peso to dollar. Yan. So, let's see if it worked. Close muna natin. Wow. Dollar. Yeah, it worked. This one to Philippine peso. PHP. Or you can search for that symbol na letter P. Tapos may dash sa taas. Para pare-para sila. One character lang yung currency value. So, you're free to do that. Also, in addition, kayo na yung magsusupply ng para sa iba-ibang converters pa, like sa length, weight and mass. Gawin nyo lang basis yung calculator. Did I close it? Na-close ka ata. So, si calculator. Okay. So, currency, length. Okay, which has different conversions then from and to. So, combo box, text, field, result. So, ganun. Similarly, so, mass, ganun din. May pounds. There's a lot here. Okay, parehas lang ang idea. Parehas yung options ninyo para kapag nag-select ka ng index, ganun yung lalabas pa din. Okay, if the other option, if you don't want to use get selected index, get selected item. Tapos lalabas yung mismong word na pinili. Kaya lang in my case, kasi mas preferred ko to. Since ang condition naman is just one character that is in a form of numbers. Doon kasi kailangan mo pang i-match sa entire string. So, hindi siya masyadong convenient for me. Yan. So, that's the demonstration for this exercise. So, hopefully, masundan ninyo yung process. Pwede nyo naman siyang i-pause and return to the part that is not very clear. Tapos, balikan nyo na lang hanggang ma-solve nyo siya, magawa nyo siya, execute nyo sa own work nyo. Okay? So, that's it po. So, hope you enjoy doing this because you'll be using a lot of these controls in your project. Okay? So, ayan po. If ever there are questions, pa-comment na lang. I will upload this in YouTube. And then, you can also send a PM if there's any other concern. So, thank you very much. Good afternoon.